Made in Hollywood.
The Hateful Eight is classic Quentin Tarantino. Over-the-top violence, graphic language, and larger-than-life characters.
The writer-director packed his new Western with outlaws, bounty hunters, and bad guys, and you guessed it, they do not play well together.
Guessed it.
Hey, it's Samuel L. Jackson. I play Marcus Warren in The Hateful Eight, and you're about to watch a scene. Now what make a man brave a blizzard, kill in cold blood? I'm sure I don't know.
Well, I know this is not your first time around when it comes to Tarantino films. Do you find that shooting his films is a different type of experience for you than any other film?
Well, yeah. I mean, Quentin's film sets are unlike any other film set you've ever been on.
Yeah! Yeah! Very nice.
There's no electronics, no phones, no iPads, nothing. You can't bring them on set. They can't be close to set. So when he says cut, we either talk to each other, we dance, we sing because there's music playing, or we listen to him talk about something, we talk to each other. It's a very big family atmosphere.
Put them on.
I ain't wearing no handcuffs.
You put those on or you can stop worrying about this whole deal right now. Cut!
You got to dive in, and you've really got to be unafraid, and you do have and try and figure out what is going on in his head and what he wants from you. But he's incredibly
Fearless precision. Does that mean, does that thing throw anything out there?
Yeah, it's incredibly. It's like a sheet of music, the way he's written everything out.
Action!
Excellent. Check the gate on that.
You need to be fearless, but not only because you are working with one of the greatest directors, but also having scenes with these actors, you know, and that can be intimidating.
It's mesmerizing and seductive. It's very, very seductive. And when it's over, it seems like it's never going to be over.
And when it's over, you miss it.
Yeah, when it's over, you're like, wow.
Because you're never aware you're on a set.
We rehearsed his film like plays. So we rehearsed 2 or 3 weeks before we actually show up and start shooting in the environment. We had a whole nother minis in the studio. They had the shelves, they had the chairs, everything was there. So we rehearsed, we went out in the parking lot and played in the stagecoach and did all that stuff. The only thing we didn't have was the cold. So when we finally got to the cold, that was the character we didn't know, who was kind of urging us on or pushing us and making us go.
Got room for one more?
I ain't too anxious to be handing out rides.
Real trusting fella, huh?
Not so much.
It was really cold. The very first time I was outside with everybody, he took me on a snowcat or whatever, snowmobile, and dropped me out way out in this field. Nope. And I was alone, and I was just looking back at everybody, just saying, help me. Just please, could someone help me?
Considering there's a blizzard going on, a lot of fellas walking around, wouldn't you say, Major?
Well, seeing as I'm half of them fellas, yeah. There do seem to be a lot of them.
Yes, that weather was unforgiving. I was staring at you.
Inside and outside.
Oh, both.
Yeah, it was about 30 degrees inside minis.
Now, was that on purpose? So Tarantino really wanted you guys to feel that atmosphere?
You can see our breath when we talk.
Ah.
You'd be surprised what a man would do. You starting to see pictures, ain't you?
I also love the wardrobe because I felt it was so detailed and specific for each character. Was there some part of your wardrobe that you were just like thumbs up about that represented your character you felt was to the T?
I loved my gloves, which were like hand embroidered. There was a hole in the finger that just where you could see like my dirty fingernail come through, and the clumps of dirt on the bottom of my skirt. There were just things that gave me the week that we had shared together. Yeah. And those little details and clues, I just thought that Courtney Hoffman did were just beautiful.
Yeah, she had it in line.
Give OB $50 when we get to Red Rock. He'll help you.
I never saw John Ruth in a cowboy hat. And so I was happy when I came in and there wasn't any, I just looked around, there wasn't any cowboy hats around. I thought, good, okay, that's a good sign.
Courtney Hoffman, I mean, she was our costume designer.
Yeah.
she had to define everyone's personality with one outfit.
And as soon as you see them.
Yeah.
And the part of my wardrobe I loved the most was my scarf because it kept me warmer than everything else.
I love it.
There's a doll called the Johnny West doll. Believe it or not, there's a Johnny West doll, and Quentin has one. He showed it to me early on. He gave it to Courtney. And he said, show this to Michael because this is Joe Gage. And they made me a wardrobe exactly like the Johnny West doll.
You think I'm in cahoots with that fella or her?
That's my problem, boy. I don't know.
One of them fellas, they'll kill everybody in here.
Now we're talking.
Well, I think there's a fearlessness that must go with doing a Tarantino role. What do you think what it takes to do a role that he's written?
Well, it's a privilege. I mean, I looked at it as a privilege. When anybody casts me in anything, I don't care how dastardly the act is or whatever it is that the guy does, he is saying to you, come on down.
You can't be intimidated just because where you're going to go from there, you know what I mean? So it was more the feeling of walking on air. I mean, to find out that I got this role, I'm sure I called my mom first to share it with her.
The job of acting in a Tarantino movie requires a lot more than most other films. A Tarantino script is 6/8 dialogue, and then every now and then they'll tell you what you're doing or where you're going or go this way. So you have to be facile with the language.